that we currently digest, or rather ingest. Yes, the kind of food that we currently ingest. I'm going to start off with this, and I'm going to play a particular audio. This interview was done on a radio station right here in Nigeria, where they talked about the controversy of genetically modified foods. Okay, and how it has cost us our farming culture. Is a very predominant case at this moment. The debate has been subsistent, it's been ongoing, but there are talks that Africa or Nigeria has become a lab ground for certain tests and experiments to take place. And what is happening to our original aspect of doing things, specifically with our planting, with the staple foods that we use here? What is wrong with it? And this conversation stemmed from when one of the popular presenters on television came out to complain about the kind of ginger, the species of ginger that she saw in the market. Now, there's something I want us to know, that particular root crop, all right, has about 1,600 species, and each of the species they have different purposes across the globe. But the one that we specifically use here basically are of three types. We have the yellow ginger, the black ginger, and obviously turmeric. These are the very obvious ones that are predominantly used in households for some of our foods and possibly skincare. So again, I just want us to take a listen to this, and then I'll play that interview, and then we'll look into other conversations on the evening rush. There's a growing public outcry brewing over the quiet spread of genetically modified food crops in Nigeria, especially the widely consumed food items, whether beans, rice, cash crops, root crops. They are already there's a debate about the GMO. The concern was reignited recently when a video was posted on X by a popular social media doctor. All right, his name is Chinonso Egemba, a medical doctor, a social media influencer, also known as Aproko Doctor. In the viral video clip, he advocated for the adoption of genetically modified organisms like cowpea, known as beans, as a convenient solution to pest problems, citing benefits such as reduced pesticide use and higher productivity. So what he was referring to was BT cowpea. Is a genetically modified cowpea, and that one is better because we wouldn't have pest problems. I'm sure you know that when you purchase beans, like you buy a half bag of beans, if you don't put, possibly some people will advise you put dry pepper inside it, not the grounded dry pepper, like the long dried one. You put it inside it to avoid weevil, those insects, from having to overtake that. So they are saying that this BT cowpea would prevent all of that and reduce the pests. You wouldn't have to use pesticide to reduce the weaves coming out from that beans. So that way it's kind of safe, and those weevils don't just come out of it as quick as possible when you buy to keep in your store to cook intermittently where you need to cook it. So it sparked a renewed scrutiny, particularly from scientists and activists who caution against hasty acceptance of GMOs, of genetically modified foods. Prominent among them is a couple of Nigerians, and that is a Dr. Ife Rosevival. She is a molecular geneticist who has consistently warned about the long-term effects of GMOs in Nigeria. She reposted the video through a challenge in the science behind BT cowpea and questioning the government's motives. Now, it's not just cowpea, there's also ginger, there's also cotton. So let's take a listen to this interview so you understand the angle I am coming from, and then we'll continue with the conversation.
That comes to us at what cost? Let's take, for instance, a very developing situation. It's going viral, but it's not yet at the level of GMOs, still on food. 2017, Nigeria was the third largest exporter of ginger in the world, third only to India and China. And even India and China were the largest importers of Nigeria's ginger, because they import Nigeria's ginger, mix it with theirs, and export to other parts of the world, because Nigeria's ginger seemed to be the best in the world, most preferred. This was up until 2017. This is recent. Then sometime around 2017, 2018, USAID reaches out to a certain organization in Nigeria called TAC Integrated and says, let's do something together. Let's improve Nigeria's ginger, so add more value to it, improve the ginger chain, the ginger value chain, and make it better at all. Because like you guys are just exporting this thing raw, let's add value before it leaves the continent, before it leaves your country. And sounded like a good idea, man. In fact, if I was the one, I think I may have even
agreed to
it because it sounded like a good one. Anyway, to cut the long story short, the whole intervention happened with Nigeria's ginger, and by 2022, we found Nigeria's pride ginger developing blight after receiving farm inputs that came in as grants from the international community. We received it, we used it on our farms, and then the next thing, our ginger farmers started experiencing blight, black fungus stuff coming out of the ginger. Couldn't export it anymore. No one wanted it. Fast forward to 2025. We're importing ginger. We are currently importing ginger. The Nigerian ginger is now almost completely gone. You almost can't find it. In fact, it's almost as if you want to buy a banned substance now. You have to know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy before you can get the Nigerian ginger. And it's the reality today. I had ginger farmers coming into my DM to send me messages. A lot of ginger farmers committed suicide in Nigeria, in southern Kaduna. Many of them migrated down south, did many odd jobs here and there. Many of the ginger farms shut down. They took loans to get on those programs due to the promises. But at the end of the day, what do we have? We're now importing ginger. So these things that come in form of blessings don't always, at the end of the day, be the blessing that we say that they should be. It's just like a report, 23rd of...
Just like a report 23rd, and
the whole world.
To the world?
Yeah, to the whole world.
So we're second to China.
We're only second to China and India. We're the third largest exporters of ginger.
Until 2017.
Globally. Yeah.
In 2023, the World Bank reported Nigeria imported ginger from South Africa, from China, from the US, from Niger, and from Germany.
Right. But at 2017, we were the third largest exporters of ginger in the world. In fact, the report said ginger was going to be our next crude oil. In how many years? And then intervention came. Grants, aids, and see where we are today. And you're not talking about, this is biological warfare. In fact, a very senior military officer confirmed to me that Nigeria is experiencing biological attack.
So I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to bookmark that, and I want you to pick up your conversation from the point I interrupted you. Just so I wanted to listen.
And anybody listening, actually, if you have a smartphone with you, you could pick it up and check. The cotton farmers in Nigeria. Cotton used to be a cash crop at one point in Nigeria also. Now, the cotton farmers in just last year, 2024, 23rd of September, in a report on Business Day, said that GMO cottons have failed. GMO cotton failed to deliver the promises that it said it was going to deliver. 6 years after they introduced BT cotton, Nigeria's first GMO crop, it failed to increase yield or revive the cotton industry. Farmers noted that they could no longer germinate on their farmlands. They could no longer germinate their natural seeds on the farms where they had planted GMO seeds. This is indicating severe soil damage. The farmers complained. They were told that I was going to give them bounty harvest. The farmers said that after testing it for 6 years, all the promises proved abortive. Now
So if you follow at the moment right now, remember during the Buhari's administration, he really encouraged farming, and when he closed the border, where there were complaints about some domestic items that we could actually produce here that we relied on to be heavily imported, and he said it was unnecessary. So the borders were closed specifically for food items such as rice, toothpick. A couple of the items were listed for some of you that know at the time to encourage local farming. Now, in the aspect of ginger, this conversation came on board when, like I told you, a presenter on RS television complained that there's this class of ginger that she doesn't understand what it looks like. She can't explain it. Some people try to explain that there are different classifications of roots of ginger as is known, but then obviously further conversation stemmed up from there as to what type of ginger do we use in this part of the world that is very predominant. So ginger, that is Zingiber officinale, is a well-known and widely used herb which contains several interesting bioactive constituents and possesses health promoting properties. Okay, so like I told you, the two types of ginger that you can find right here in Nigeria that is commonly used is the yellow ginger. Okay, I want you to understand that that is the kind of ginger we use here, the yellow ginger. A couple of people think that that ginger is so good, and that no matter how long we use that ginger, or no matter how long you try to keep it, it can stay. It wouldn't develop blights, it wouldn't get spoiled, it will just dry up. But anytime you intend to use it, you can actually have access to it. So you can use it anytime you want to use it and enjoy its potency. But there are complaints now that the kind of ginger we're seeing in the market is not what it is. And the farmers are also not happy because, according to them, based on what you listen to, that the kind of ginger that has circulated in the market is not the kind of ginger that we use, especially for we that usually export ginger. So what happened? And the agency that was meant to protect us from things like this, what happened? So USAID come up with grants. It's obvious that once you hear things like dollars, the ears of a lot of people will get opened, and they'll promise you that they want to test one or two things and you adopt it. And the long-term effect is what we're not certain of. So that patience is not applied. You just know that money is coming, huge sums of dollars is coming, and that is basically what our people are more interested in. And now we're hearing that we are importing ginger that we usually export, we're importing it. So where are we heading with some of these things that are going on and the kind of grants that we accept? Secondly, aside from the consuming power, right, it used to be a means through which we're able to generate income. Our farmers know that the importance of the fact that our produce are generally accepted by certain countries outside the shore. They no longer have access to such an opportunity, so that window has been closed for them because the market is saturated with imported ginger. It is basically grown in southern Kaduna. So what happened? Okay, that is another interesting conversation to look into today. Meanwhile, I'm sure you'll listen to the world news at 6, right? Bello Turji has surrendered. Based on what happened, he surrendered some of his arms and released 32 kidnapped victims as part of peace initiative facilitated by Islamic clerics in Zamfara state. One of the clerics involved in the talks, Musa Yusuf, popularly known as Asad Osuna, disclosed this during a religious gathering in Kaduna yesterday. He said the development followed a series of meetings held in July with Turuji and other notorious fighters in the Fakai forest located in the Shinkafi local government of Zamfara. According to Yusuf, the peace talks were initiated by residents of Shinkafi who requested the clerics to appeal to Turuji to halt attacks and allow farmers to access their lands. There's something I want us to know. We have 3, almost 4 different factions of the supposed Boko Haram element, this Islamic terrorists. You have Lakurawa, you have Mahmuda, you have Boko Haram, you have ISWAP. So it's like there's one of the international level with their whole Al-Qaeda and ISIS, then you have the local ones, that resides within Nigeria. Then Bello Turji faction is quite different. So now that Bello Turji has released the victims and surrendered arms, what happens to Mahmuda and Lakurawa? Would that negotiation process, consultation happen with those groups, and where monies will exchange hands for the peace deal? So again, I'm wondering why this is happening, where these individuals seem to have been supposedly forgiven after they've killed scores of people, damaged so many people's property, stolen people's cows, rustled their cows, destroyed their farmlands, killed at whim, and it's just they've surrendered. There's a peace deal. So what, will they be rehabilitated and then they'll be reintegrated afterwards? Is that the plan? I want to understand. So could it be true that there's politics involved in this? Why you have an opportunity where you have apprehended this individual and it's peace talks, the route of peace talks that you want to apply. It's not a bad thing, but we're just wondering, what about the lives that have been lost by these individuals, the persons that they have killed, the mayhem that they have caused? Okay, That's another interesting angle of the conversation we're going to be looking into this evening. Meanwhile, I'm sure you know Bashir El-Rufai. So he is the son of Nasir El-Rufai. He's one of the sons of the former governor, and in a now deleted tweet, he vowed to murder a Nigerian troll on social media following a reaction to the tweets by his mother, the former Kaduna First Lady Hadiza Ismail El-Rufai, commenting on President Donald Trump's recent travel ban on 4 American countries, including Nigeria. And so Mrs. El-Rufai tweeted, "A great percentage of these Nigerian Americans making us proud abroad are Igbos. There is always 2 sides to every story." The tweet, which actually generated controversial comments from users on the platform, actually inspired another tweet from the other First Lady clarifying that no amount of cyberbullying would deter her from expressing her opinion. And so because of that, the Nasir El-Rufai's son Bashir El-Rufai now threatened that if you ever utter that phrase to my mother again, and you have to delete that tweet, otherwise I'm going to find you. It's easier than you think and unalive you and your family. He said that. I was wondering whether what's his name? I was wondering whether the ESCC will come after that particular young man, but I don't know, or the DSS will come after him for making such a statement on social media. Okay, so these and some of the issues that I want to discuss. I want to call Mr. Elvis Elimehele. I'm expecting Mr. Shegun Shokwiton. Possibly he's trapped in traffic. Now, the reason why I'm calling Mr. Elvis is that Mr. Elvis actually wants to tap into the federal government's, would I say, subsidized farming program. So they will provide you opportunities for you to acquire seedlings, okay, at a subsidized rates for you to go about your farming. They can see your farmland. There's a process to the entire ordeal, the entire situation of having to plant or go about your farming business, and how you can have an opportunity to be listed amongst those who can have access to seedlings or fertilizer at a subsidized rate. Here, the reason why I'm also going to be speaking with him this evening is concerning the situation about the GMO. And you remember that I just played you a recording. This recording was on a monitored radio station right here in Lagos. I think Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. Yes, I think the Sunny Side, with the presenter. Her name is Joyce. Very eloquent young lady, and or woman, actually. Let me not call her young lady. She may look petite, but she's a woman. Very beautiful, intelligent program, actually. That excerpt was necessary so that we understand where the angle of our conversation is coming from. Mr. Elvis Elimehele, good evening. Thank you for joining me on the Evening Rush today. It's been quite a while. How are you?
Good evening, I'm fine. Are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Elvis. The reason why I wanted you to speak with us on this program is concerning the whole public outcry about GMO. There's been some kind of subtle sponsoring and, will I say, influencers influencing GMO. I think a very popular doctor recently gave his own opinion about it and said it's really not as bad as we think. It's almost like testing 1 or 2 things. It's like an experimental process. He talked about it that even in the traditional sense, people try to experiment with different seeds and different crops to get something new. So it's not as bad as we think. And the reason why I brought you into this talk was concerning how Nigeria, prior to 2017, used to be the largest or highest exporter of ginger. The known ginger we use in this part of the world is the yellow ginger and the black ginger, mostly planted in southern Kaduna. And he says that as of 2017, this was during the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria became the highest importer of the same ginger that they usually export. So in other words, we were no longer making money from something that was ours. We're now having to send money out to gain something that we used to export. What do you think happened?
Esther, it's very sad the way we accept Western civilization in a very wrong form in this part of the world. Sometimes when these things are thrown at us, we accept them because the politicians bring them in, all in the name of wanting to use it to make name for themselves at the detriment of Nigerians. What happens simply is some people have interest in bringing those things into Nigeria, especially not minding whether they are detrimental to Nigeria's health or not. but they want to use it to make name. At the end of the day, you'll be hearing that the government, during my administration, I did this, I did this, I did that. Not minding that those things you did, were they of benefit to Nigerians, or are some of them, are they not dangerous to our health or even the economy that you want to protect? Now, the farmers who are involved in the planting of this ginger, especially in the Sata Canal, which is known worldwide for this produce as one of the best in the world. Now, most of them are out of job because we have decided to start accepting those from other parts of the world at the detriment of our own that should have kept our job and keep our farmers in business. That's what some politicians do. They don't look at the larger effect of what they do, but they're only interested in that selfish interest of where they want to use it to make name for themselves, not minding whether it is beneficial to the people who are. These are traditional farmers who have been doing this thing over the years. They inherited it from their parents. But all of a sudden, the government came and I find it that if they can make name and make money for themselves through GMO, and you know GMO is what most of the world now are condemning it, because this is not. You see the rampant nature of cancer and other diseases in this part of the world now. We accepted all these things blindly and ignorantly, and it's turning now. It's now detrimental to our health. And you know, in Nigeria, we don't even have a functional health system.
Okay.
Just last week here, we saw nurses of all the health professionals, nurses as important as nurses, went on strike. Doctors are threatening now to even go on their own as well. We are not even talking about the personnel. The facilities are not here. Even when the personnel are on the ground, they don't even have the facility to work. But this is the same country that we bring in junks. We bring everything that these white people dangle at us, just to come and finish our economy and our head. Then we dangle it at us. Then we accept it wholeheartedly, and somebody will now begin to count it among the benefit or the benefit of his government to Nigeria when he was in power. I mean, these are things we should condemn. And as we are discussing it this evening, Esther, we have to let the politicians know that Nigerian lives are larger than their own selfish position they want to seek at the detriment of Nigerian lives. These are some of the things which should be condemning, Esther.
Mr. Elvis Elimehele. So here is the thing. A couple of people complain that when they buy the ginger, sometimes some of them smells like fuel, they dispose it. Sometimes they also complain the fact that some chemicals are being sprayed on, for example, beans. The idea is to prevent it from getting spoiled. They preserve it in their store. So to prevent it from getting spoiled, or those weevils, those insects from coming out of it, they spray those chemicals. And certain persons who are not knowledgeable about these things may just purchase this food item, go home, just soak it on water and cook straight, and you don't know what you're consuming, you don't know what your body is reacting to. The issue is this, Mr. Elvis. When did we begin to allow things like this? Are there no agencies that are meant to protect? For example, if USAID comes and says we want to conduct an experiment, or we think that we can help you make your produce better, finer, make it more attractive to be exported, don't we have an agency that does this testing of whatever it is they're bringing in, the chemicals that they want to introduce to the farmers? Because obviously when that is introduced, the farmers will be given at a very subsidized rate, and they will tell them to test it on their soils. That's not even the only thing. This man that I played the audio said that cotton business now is for the rich. You can't even go into it, because of the way they have utilized and monopolized the entire system. Mr. Elvis Elimehele, before the introduction of crude oil, before the discovery of crude oil, agriculture was a major internal generating method. That was how we made money. So how did we recede in that aspect? We had a thriving textile sector. Our men were working in the farms. Our farmlands were like our life source of existence. So what happened? How come we've accepted the system of living? To what?
We are accepted behind that, Esther, because we are looking for fast and quick money. Our government is looking for fast and quick popularity. Malaysia came here to pick palm fruits. and West has started improving on it. Malaysia today they are the highest producer, and it is forming their major export that is boosting their economy. We just rely on people to do it for us, and at the end of the day, we will not accept it, whether it is beneficial to us or not. Remember, we don't even have the same climate. These people are living in a very different temperate region where their weather is quite different from us. Even their color is different from us. Even their gene is different from us. But because we don't want to do our own research to look at those things that will be beneficial to us, by the time they configure it to suit them, we now blindly get it from them and begin to think that it is also good for us. It's not everything that is brought there that is good for us. Esther, you made mention of agencies that are supposed to look into all these things. Don't we have NAFDAC? We have NAFDAC.
No, but Mr. Elvis, we have National Biosafety Management Agency.
Yes, we have. I'm still coming there. We have that, and we also have NAFDAC. We have all these agencies. How many times have they released a research that they found in some of these things that are not good for detrimental to us, that they release it to Nigerians for Nigerians to actually have, to be conscious about it? We don't have it. But these agencies get budget every year, budgetary allocation every year, and these agencies will go and look at when they are spending their budget. They'll be telling you they are buying new cars for them to move around, that they are changing computers in the office. Or what are those ones meant for? Is it not for them to be able to do research and come up with things that are supposed to be beneficial to us? These agencies that are domesticated, that are like domesticated in Nigeria, that are indigenous to us. But unfortunately, the DG comes to the minister comes to the National Assembly and defends this budget, and they say, okay, take a bow and go, and that ends it. By the same time next year, the same man is coming again to repeat the same thing as repeated this year. These are some of the things. The people who are supposed to even be allowed to do this are not empowered. Look at the farmers. What does it take to give them the necessary farm implements for them to be able to produce, that to continue the production the way they have known it better, and begin to make more money from the international market, instead of now bringing the imported one and now coming to use it to impose on them, and at the end of the day they are not getting the desired result that they're getting over the years for something they know so much better on how to plant and produce it. These are some of the issues. In one of my write-ups in Business Day, I was talking of why is it that the federal government cannot even talking of setting up silos? What does it take to set up silos in 734 local governments of Nigeria? For people to be able to move in their produce, so that at the end of the day, you will not have this issue of, we are storing it, everybody is storing their own produce individually with different chemical. Just whether it is harmful to the consumer, nobody cares.
Mr. Elvis, there's
no regulated body.
The National Biosafety The National Biosafety Management Agency has in recent years approved several GMO crops. It includes BT cowpea, GM maize, and GM cotton. That's genetically modified maize, genetically modified cotton, including BT cowpea. Now, I don't know if you've seen the genetically modified maize. It looks so pretty. Most of these very high-fly supermarkets sell it. They'll put it in all these transparent nylons. I think I've tasted. It's like sweet corn, sort of. Very nice, looks very beautiful, pretty, and then you have genetically modified cotton. They say, according to the National Biosafety Management Agency, that these innovations will boost yields, cut pesticide use, and enhance food security.
Enhancing food security for the people that are living. It's not the living that will be talking of food security. But have they also told us the detriment of this GMO food? Have they told us, or have we not read some of them, that even this prevalent cancer we have all over now, some of these things are coming from there. Even they themselves, even some of the countries abroad, they have started stopping it. They go to the supermarket, they look at the content of whatever they are buying. If there is anything that has to do with GMO in it, they drop it off because they know what it means to them. These are even the people that have good health system. Unfortunately, this is now the time the big men are going to the supermarket in Nigeria to go and buy them all in the name of ignorance or because they have the money. Instead of you to even think of how to empower the farmers around to produce the one that we have ever known, that have not that have effect in our head, but we are bringing in the one that, do you know what it means that even the GNO crops to buy the seedlings, it's not easy to come by, because you cannot use the same seed to plant. You have to keep buying every year. But from our local source of planting, if you plant maize this year, by the time you leave some part of it to get dry, because you want to use the same maize next year to plant. Even the same cotton you are talking about, even the same ginger. But unfortunately, because the people who are bringing it to come and use it to make money at our detriment, they bring it in, they tell you have 100% yield, you know, quite better than what you have in the local one. But they will not tell you that same yield you had this year, you cannot take part of it next year to plant, because GMO doesn't support that. You have to again import and buy from them again when you want to plant next season. Who does that, Esther? The word is all about when I give birth, my own child gives birth, that's the continuity about life. But in GMO instances, by the time you finish planting this year, you don't have any crop again on ground until you're able to buy the seedlings again next year before you can plant. These are some of the detriments.
Mr. Elvis Elimehele, let's talk about insecurity, okay? So I'm sure you know of this famous, terrible individual. I'll call him demonic. His name is Bello Turji. The federal government said that, he has surrendered arms and has released his captives. The idea was that the 32 persons who were kidnapped and found in his enclave were released by Bello Turji, and that there were talks by one Islamic cleric. His name is Musa Yusuf. He's known as Asad Suna. He disclosed during a religious gathering in Kaduna yesterday. So they've been having series of meetings since July with Turji and other notorious fighters in the Fakai forest, located in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara. Mr. Elvis Elimehele, what about the communities that Bello Turji has ransacked, that the community is actually empty, deserted? What about those that have been killed by Bello Turji? Are we saying that because of this peace talks, that's it? He'll be kept in a particular custody, taken care of, well-fed, and they will extort, information about the other groups up from him? I want to understand what this means, what this deal means.
It's very confusing, because what I say in that is that after killing, the government rehabilitate those you that have killed, and those that are killed and their families are left in perpetual agony. I don't see any reason why a functional government will be talking of having to make peace with Bello Turji. That same Katsina, just about 2 weeks ago, we had 38 were slaughtered. Just this evening, I'm seeing 20 women adopted now, and those ones are just still in their own enclaves now. Then the same, even if Bello Turji comes out and say he wants to renounce banditry, the boys they are trained that are in the bush, have they renounced? Those ones are still going to become emperor in their own level, want to be like their God. And after much atrocities, what happened to their God, it will also happen to them. We want to also come out. Is it going to be a trend? Why is the government talking of making peace with people of this nature? Because even if it has come out to make peace, it should be arrested and tried, because those lives that are lost cannot be brought back. The villagers that are in IDP camp as a result of nefarious activities towards them, they suffer so much intimidation over the years. Then, because you are now saying that the government is closing in on you or whatever, then you now want to come out and make peace. I don't think that peace is a genuine peace, Esther. I see fragility in it, because his boys, as he brought out his boys, all his network, as he closed it up, all his financiers, as he told the government, these are my financiers, and as a result, they will not continue financing one or two of his boys to continue from where he stopped. So I'm not comfortable with such person coming out to say he want to renounce banditry and the federal government will open arms to welcome him. He should be tried and be tried for all the offenses they have committed, the human offenses they have committed against Nigerians, and be jailed where necessary. This one that they are not coming out, this is an achievement. He's coming out, you want to renounce it, and the government is trying to, open hand and welcome him. I think it's a cowardice act. I won't welcome that. It should be tried appropriately and be sentenced where necessary.
Interested. Now let's look at Bashir El-Rufai's son. I don't know if you recall, very recently he wrote a tweet. In that tweet, he actually said that because the mother kind of made a statement praising the Igbos. Said I think she talked about one of the feats that was achieved outside the country. So according to what the mother tweeted, she said a great percentage of Nigerians in America are making us proud, and they in abroad are Igbos. There is always two sides to every story, and as usual, this is the political period, so you have people coming back and forth their own different political principles in support or against. So the supporters of the administration came against her and said a lot of things on her tweet and said, what about your husband that displaced homes, macheted people under his administration or whatnot. Now Nasir El-Rufai came out and wrote in response to that person. He says, if you ever utter that phrase to my mother again and delete that tweet, I'm going to find you. It's easier than you think, and unalive you and your family. Now, I don't know if you remember the famous Daddy Yatta or something. He was a very strong critic. That guy disappeared. Nobody knows where he is. He was a strong critic of the Kaduna government till today. Now, recently, with the defection of Nasir El-Rufai from the APC to the SDP, and obviously part of a member of the ADC as a coalition, well, and the whole touting of Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar. For Nasir El-Rufai, he believes that Peter Obi is capable and he has what it takes with a strong northern candidate. They will definitely unseat Tinubu in 2027. Very recently, he's actually been going on a rise and a high. So when he made this statement, a couple of Nigerians said, oh, this is extreme. Even if somebody said something similar, but you're a public figure, which obviously the talisman given to persons from his ethnic extraction. And they were writing to the DSS, but nothing happened. So another social media person posted an AI generated picture of the president on a sick bed, and the statement was actually not right. It wasn't proper, but the DSS has apprehended that individual. So the question is this: is the DSS active to only certain persons? Majority they're active, and a select few they're not active. Because I am thinking the statement made by Nasir El-Rufai, or rather Bashir El-Rufai, don't you think that was too sensitive, being the state of the nation at this moment?
That's the problem we have with our anti-corruption and our law enforcement agencies. When they intend to be fighting crime, they are selective. When I read that thing, personally, I was so shocked that this is a public figure making this kind of statement. How do you now expect somebody who is not even up to that position to take it? You are telling everybody to have this kind of license to talk of killing anybody around you that makes a statement that is inimical to you or you are not comfortable with. So I expected the DSS, instead of running after political opponent to the government, to the president or whatever. These are the people they should even invite to their office and question, because when you are talking of national peace and cohesion, you have to be careful of what a kind of statement to make in a country that is as fragile as Nigeria now in terms of unity. You have to be very careful. If we are talking of Nigeria, we're talking of one nation and the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct. Everywhere. These are the people that you must invite, so that whatever you think you are preaching at the top must not be contrary to what the practice is all about. I wasn't comfortable when I read that statement, and I know too well that
in March, Mr. El-Rufai threatened increased bloodshed in the Christian-dominated southern Kaduna if the people continue to attack Fulani. However, he later deleted the controversial tweets, apologized amidst backlash. But he had also said the mysterious disappearance of Abubakar Daddy Yatta Idris, as critic of his father, was a good consequence for lying to the public, calling Nigerians campaigning for justice for Daddy Yatta on X clowns. He has made brazen statements and nothing has happened. Nobody has said anything. Nobody has questioned him. Nobody has invited him for questioning. So which brings the narrative of possibly this administration is afraid of the Fulanese or afraid of the North as compared to their southern counterparts. Is that what it is?
Well, I won't call it afraid as in this sense, Esther. What I'm saying is...
You wouldn't call it afraid?
Yeah, what I'm saying here is, they want to use it to make a kind of political statement. What happened is, by the time you are in Aso Rock, you want to be deletiring in some issues because of second tenor. What we are saying here now,
are you serious?
Is just second tenor.
Mr. Elvis,
second tenor.
Somebody tweeted increased bloodshed in a Christian-dominated southern aspect of a state, southern region of a state. If they continue to attack Fulani, that's one. Two, said it is easy to find somebody and unalive them and their family. Nothing happened, but somebody from a southern extraction posted something similar to what this man tweeted boldly on X, and the DSS apprehended that individual. That's why I'm saying, does it seem like there is a polarization when it comes to handing down the gavel on justice? Because it's like you allow for certain sentiments to pervade the social media space from certain people, but don't allow from certain people. Like you are monitoring the social media space, you can see what is happening, but you deliberately don't want to do anything about it or even discourage it because it is purposeful. I don't know if you get my drift.
I get what you're saying, Esther. I was trying to learn. Esther, in Nigeria there are two laws that govern this nation, in the north and in the south. If statement of this nature is made from the south, definitely the person will be invited by the DSS or whatever for questioning. But when it comes to north, they will tell you, the next thing you will hear that some of those northern bodies will now begin to, because we have a certain president, will not coin into something else and say he's clamping down on northerners.
No, his tweet says you don't tweet such dangerous tweets. There is evidence.
Yes, listen, Esther. The little piece that if the Governor Bafani has been able to put in place security power in Kaduna, some of those, the governor and his father they have some issues. Even though the governor is saying he's not going into that, but we know that their friendship is no longer as it was before. Even El-Rufai, his father has actually left APC because he was no longer comfortable with Obasanjo's government and all that. But all these tweets, all these statements are, to bring. You know how volatile Kaduna was throughout the 8 years of his father. Now Kaduna is having peace, but because Kaduna is having peace and development is coming back to Kaduna, is getting back his glory within 2 years of Obasanjo, then things of this nature are coming in. That's why you see the DSS should have quickly curbed this kind of matter, because when you are talking on southern Kaduna and northern Kaduna, the politics are prevailing that Kaduna state because of these two regions within the same state. And one side is populated by the Christians and the other side is populated by the Muslims. And the way this man has come to make sure that everything is working from both sides without issues has been something that Nigerians are applauding. But the people who want to cause mayhem will not applaud that. And that is one of the way his father talks. His father has been part of this. His father was, even when he was governor, he came up with whether himself and his deputy, he picked, both of them came from the northern Kaduna part of it. Not minding the spread and not minding the religion. He did it like, just to spite the other side. But this man came and is trying to make peace now, and they are hit from the fringes now, trying to throw spanner into the wheels of the peace this man is, the new governor, Obasanjo, is making. These are some of the things that the federal government ought to have quickly curbed by calling on whoever the son that is making this statement, and DSS to interrogate him, to send signals, warning signals to whoever that is behind him or want to use it to foment more troubles into Kaduna State. Kaduna State as the political capital of the northern part of Nigeria. Well, and anything that happens there is snowball into other
Mr.
things.
Elvis.
So I'm still surprised that
Mr. Elvis, what is wrong is wrong, regardless of the person's political affiliation or whose political ideology they lean towards.
Absolutely.
What is wrong is wrong. If you know you can apprehend, you can use all that is within you to apprehend somebody who posted the picture of the president with AI lying down comatose on a bed, and you did your covert operation and you apprehended this individual, took her in for questioning. I don't understand why the same cannot be done with somebody who makes such a glaring public statement with such authority and brazenness. So even if the person is from the north, or because you think that, let them not say because the father is now opposition, so you're coming on the father. These things are glaring with the kind of tweets he's making. What I'm saying is that justice for one should be justice for all. So you cannot do against somebody and then not do against the other person. And that's why the speculation is rife that the administration will always pander to the north just because of having a political edge. I don't know why that is, but what is wrong should be wrong. Now let's move on to this conversation. You know that after Chukuma,
that is if we have believed that we have one law in this nation. These people have always been doing it in such a way because they are getting away with
well,
it.
the president is meant to balance the system. It's the president's job to speak that equity is what takes in his administration. There should be no division and no rhetoric of nepotism or tribalism or what a secluded section is given access and the other majority will not be given access. That should be what the administration should be proposing. Okay, Mr. Elvis, let's look at the political scenario right about now because I need to let you go so I can talk with my other analysts right here in the studio. So, ever since Chukwuma Soludo made a statement, even if a couple of persons felt that that statement was not directed at Peter Obi, but Peter Obi now responded to reiterate that he is going to do one term since it's a turn of the South. He is respecting that unconstitutional but gentleman agreement for the sake of peace and creating balance in our political practice in this part of the world, right? Now, why do people have issues with him saying he intends to do? Kenneth Okonkwo has come out to say it will be political suicide, even if he supported the fact that in the Constitution, what is recognized there is just 4 years, one term. But you cannot do 3 terms. You can only take one particular position twice, which includes the presidency or the vice president. You cannot do more than 8 years. But on the Constitution, you do 4 years. You do one term. The PDP knocked Peter Obi. Bashiru Ahmed knocked on Peter Obi. A couple of APC stalwarts, Keyamo, Bayo Nanoga, even Joey Bokwe, yes, they all came hard on that statement and feel that how do you expect us to trust you that you're going to do one term? Why is it difficult to believe that you can do one term? What is the problem with that? Why do they think it's insane? Is it because all the leaders have emerged have always done 8 years? So somebody proposing 4 years is it seems what ominous, it's impossible to them?
It's because they themselves have disappointed Nigerians. You don't understand, Esther. 4 years, like Peter Obi gave when I read this analysis, 4 years. We saw Nelson Mandela, even after staying in the prison for 20-something, almost 30 years, he came out and did only 4 years and handed over. Quite well. If 4 years, Obi says he's going to do 4 years, because Nigerian political leaders have this kind of state-tight attitude and telling lies, not believing in themselves. That's why they are doubting it. But this man has said, within 4 years, he will lay the structure on ground. That even the person that is going to take over for him, we know that there is something on ground to take over from. Nigerians will also know that there is a standard, that whoever comes, they cannot go below that standard. That's what he's saying. He's not saying he wants to remain there. But because they cannot do it, because they know that out of these 4 years, they have 8 years in the constitution. Do you actually see development stride in Nigeria for more than 2 years of the 8 years? Now we still have 2 years ahead before 2027 general election. But campaign has already started. And you know the whole of the next 10 or now 4 years tenor is all going to be, for the person to now line up his pocket because he knows he's leaving. So we don't even have more development more than 2 years out of the 8 years. But this man said, I will come and do 4 years and I will leave. 4 years is rightly enough for somebody to lay down whatever he wants to lay down and lay down structure, and people will see the direction of the country's economy and every other thing around the economy, whether there is security or infrastructure and other. For him to, when he's leaving, he will be celebrated. Look at take example of what happened during the military era. We had military era for so many years. At the time, we even had June 12 after IDB has stayed up to 8 years. For him to leave was an issue. But when Abacha came, Abacha stayed again for another almost 7-8 years again. But look at when Abacha died in office and Adosana took over. 9 months, he organized an election and handed over to the democratic elected government. That's to tell you that even these 4 years, it's even more for somebody to have laid good examples and laid good structures down for anybody that is coming in to follow. Is it not the democracy Adosalan did to Nigeria now that we are managing up to today? Just within 9 months. So anybody that is telling you be is telling lie because he's coming to do for 1 tenure or 4 years, he's only deceiving himself. Because the same problem that we have in Africa that kept on bringing underdevelopment and bringing coups into some of these African countries is what they have in their mind. Sick-tie syndrome that we have, and at the end of the day, they will be bereft of ideas. They don't have anything to do, and within these 8 years, not more than 2 years of that 8 years, Nigeria will see a little bit of the development from there. Every other, the other remaining 6 years is just for them to gallivant, line up their pocket with public funds, and live without achieving anything. So I don't know why they are attacking Obi. Obi has said, go and look at my track record, and I will stay by it. I don't know why it has become an issue for APC and other political parties, and especially APC government functionaries to now begin to attack him. This man, have you even tried it? Give him the 4 years. If he doesn't leave, then you can, that's when you will now begin to say, you are a liar. Why are they calling you a liar? Why this man has always made promise, and the promise has not even been given to him? He has said it. Nelson Mandela did 4 years, and he left. Okay. And everybody applauded him. Even our Adosalan did only 9 months. They had the military power to have said, let me stay. He did 9 months and handed over, and he left. Today we are catching up the democracy. What have we achieved in this democracy that here, ordinary local government election now for you to conduct it in states now? Look at even since democracy came. There are some states that 3 years they will not do local government election. Yeah. That's to tell you that the achievement of Adosalan for a whole country was able to organize election within 9 months. So some of these APC people that are, using this one to try,
it's not just the APC. The Isiguzoro faction, a lot of them are saying it's like it's something that is obscene to do, which is my wonder. Is it that it's abnormal for the right thing to be done? Nigerians are so used to things done in a crooked way that when you propose something right, it's unbelievable. They consider it inconceivable. Why? I just want to understand. Let's just assume that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had said, "I'm just going to do 4 years. I want to set a footprint, and I want to show you people that after this 4 years, whoever comes then the next 4 years will not be able to match up to the foundations I have set if the person doesn't continue with what I put on ground." Will people now say that there is something wrong with him for proposing that? I'm just asking because it's the way everyone is reacting is like, don't believe him. He can't do that. Let me give you an instance. When Fashola was the governor of Lagos State, honestly speaking, he just wanted to do 1 term and go normally. It was the Goshians that were like, wow, we want this man to continue despite the whole political godfatherism. Senator Ben Bruce did only 1 term. He said because they wanted to rotate it and he wanted to stick to the agreement. So why is it difficult for people to actually believe that things can be done the right way if the willingness and determination is there? So you know that when you know you only have 4 years, you know that from the word go on the first day, you have work to do. You're not going to dilly-dally because you don't have the time. So you will be excessive. When I mean, you will come down hard on corruption. You're not going to look at anybody's face because you're not coming back the second term. So you're going to do what you have to do. And anybody who doesn't want it, you get out. So why is that obscene to conceive? Why is it something that feels like you're going into another realm to consider? Why?
Because they know too well that their stay for 8 years is just for them to enlarge their looting. It's not for Nigeria. So they believe that every other person who will say anything that has to do with 4 years is telling lies because they cannot do it. They have this character of the more we stay there, the more we're able to get more for ourselves. That's just it. Obi said it's not coming for that. It's coming to make sure that he has come to align things properly. So that anybody that is coming in will know that there are structures on ground. And even Nigerians, we know that at least there are structures that nobody should go below that structure. When Fashola left Lagos, Lagosians knew that the governor had left after his stay. Lagosians know that the next governor that is coming in must not do less. And we saw the way Ambode did. Even when Ambode started destroying the structures Fashola laid on ground, Lagosians started talking. So this man should be, even if he should be given that 4 years, and let him even come and align the federal structure of this nation properly, so that we even know what it means for Nigeria to have government for one day. We have not had governor for this all this era. We have only had people that are coming in there for their selfish interest. He has said he's coming in for 4 years, and if he's given the opportunity, let's see what he's going to do before you start calling him liar. I don't know why they have to start picking him, telling him liar for something he has not even been given the opportunity to do. I don't know why it has become an issue to them that they are now, festering everywhere and calling him names. Everybody cannot have the same character with their principles that they are all protecting inside that sort of. Don't have the same character. These are men. This is somebody that has the integrity and say, I want to fix this nation. I want this nation to at least have a little bit of what it takes to enjoy governance. So that even when I leave, people will remember. How many years did Muritala stay in government before he was assassinated? But today Nigeria remember Muritala's administration when he was military head of state. Nigeria still say, let's talk about it. How long did he stay? So it doesn't take number of years. What it just takes is that you have to have that willingness to say, this is what I'm coming to do. And from the word go, you pick those like minds as ministers. Not this one that will come in and before they pick minister 6 months after, because they are already strategizing on how to stay 8 years. Before you know, we have not even picked minister, you are abroad to go and start consulting and say go on medical trip abroad for another 1 month. Then this is a country where there are no ministers, where things are not functioning. Obi is not coming for such. Obi will not have time to go and stay in London or in US for 1 month, all in the name of saying the president is on a working vacation. What kind of working vacation do you have outside your country? Where the issues are happening? You go to another man's country where things are functioning. Then you go there and hide and be resting. Then you say you are on working vacation. Why don't you go any of these resource centers in Nigeria and relax there and still be hearing the news of Nigeria while you are there, even when you are on vacation? The president of America leave America for vacation to any other country within his tenure. So these are some of the issues because they want to gallivant and begin to make their own business transaction with other countries. So to siphon Nigeria's money into those countries, even while they are on seat and when they leave the seat. That's why you are saying that all of them is drawing 8 years.
All right. Mr. Elvis, thank you so much. I sincerely do appreciate you taking your time to share your insights with us. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. Mr. Lawal, you too, sir. Thank you. Mr. Lawal Akundaya, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. Very briefly, I don't know if you know Alwan Hassan. He says that the Northerners will not vote for Peter Obi because he built an alcohol factory in Anambra. Currently, he's on Channels Television and speaking voraciously and saying that the combination of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi will not work, that the Northerners will not vote because they don't trust him. And he made a lot of generalistic statements. It's obvious he's an APC member. He's coming hard on whatever it is. Like I said, ever since the whole 4 years, 1 term thing that Peter Obi said he was going to keep sacrosanct, the punches are coming from everywhere. But the main question is this, Mr. Lawal. I was listening to his space, and somebody who is supposedly a political strategist, somebody who understands how politics works in this country, said that it feels like Obi doesn't know what he embodies. For example, polling 6-point-something million votes, according to what INEC released in the previous elections in 2023, with a party that went moribund and was resuscitated by you. You have such a following that a couple of persons have not seen in a long time. A following where you don't buy their loyalty, you're not putting your money, they're using your money, and they feel he's not utilizing that well. Do you have the same line of thought? Can
you take it to the last one?
Okay,
which one do you want me to respond out of all of them?
Anyone, just go ahead.
One, the person who said that they will not vote for, he will not, and he says stooges, people who follow him, because he doesn't represent the North. To me, he doesn't represent anybody that is called the North, or any joke from that group that is called the North. Now, coming out to say that because somebody built a beer factory in his state, he's not going to be voted for. I mean,
he didn't make any significant improvement in his state in the 8 years that he was a governor. People forget that he was impeached twice.
I'm coming. You can see how backward, how uneducated our politicians, most of our politicians are. You can see how maybe I don't. You see, unlettered, because you are telling me that you are accusing somebody who wants to be a president. You are not going to vote. You are not going to trust him. What you are saying is that when he gets to power, he's going to build beer company.
No, that because he builds.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Look, I said how backward, how educationally backward he is. You know, saying that the reason why they should not vote for him is because he built a beer factory in his state when he was a governor. As if it is the president has the power to build factories. You get beer parlor. I mean, you can see that when some people talk, I'm coming. You can see that when some people come to talk, it is the best thing is simply to ignore them, because when they say some things, you see, if you begin to talk, it's like they are bringing you back to the time in which people were using chalk and slate to write. You look at that, and the same person that is talking knows that that beer parlor that was built in Anambra by this same man, beer factory, the tax, you know, that company is paying, they are enjoying it in the north. He is enjoying it where he is in the north. And look at the way he's talking. That's why people are clamoring for resource control. Let us go to resource control. If you like, don't build anything in build Islamic schools only, and then use that to manage your state. That's your problem. Somebody, yes, let them build whatever they want and manage their state and enjoy the tax and the resources that is coming from the state. Not that somebody will invest the money of his people in the state, and another state somewhere that doesn't like what you have done will be enjoying the proceed from what you have done. You can see how backward they are bringing us back. Some people, that's why. So the best thing is simply to ignore them. Just let them go and sit down somewhere and be talking to the bush.
You're savage today. What's going on?
No, it doesn't make sense now. When we are saying, if you should have, let's go to resource control and see how many states will survive in this country. Most of the states in this country will not survive if Nigeria go to resource control, because these are one of the things. Somebody like that will be a governor in his state, and then he will generate. I will see how he's going to develop that state.
Is there something that do you think Nigerians are expecting too much in just 2.5 years of this administration? Is it about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a person that some people just do not like? Or is it that they've not decided to widen their scope to see the long-term effect of some things he's doing? Or could it be that somehow he's coming from an approach that is elitist? So you're coming from up. The people who really need your help, the people whom you really need to impact on, they're there, they're down there. But you're focusing, you want it to come from up down. Do you think that's the prism he's coming from, and that's why nobody's seeing the viability of some of the things he says he's putting in place?
I don't believe in somebody telling me or telling some people that you will enjoy long term. That is fictitious. It doesn't make sense. You know why it doesn't make sense? Because you want people to fast to that time. Are you telling them they should fast till 50 years or 20 years time, where what you are doing will be realized? There's medium time goal, there's short time goal, and there's long time goal. In the same policy is divided into that's somebody who is ready to work. I'm talking about somebody, a reasonable leader has his policy divided into three: the short time policy, the medium time policy, and then the long time policy. So during that time, you know the way you are going to realize during the short time, so that the people will be feeding on that, they'll be surviving on that before you go to the medium, before they get to the medium term, and whatever is made in that medium term will be added to the one they have made in the short term, and then finally the long. That's why they call it progress. But you don't progress when you are telling somebody it is in the head. What about if it doesn't work in the hand? That means what you have done is a waste. So it doesn't make sense. Now, another thing is this: a leader, if if I've told people many times that if I happen to be president of this country, a year, if I less than a year, I will make 50% progress in this country. 50%, less than a year, 50%, I will do it in this country.
All the attacks is deliberate? Because I mean, this is a political season, so more should be expected.
You were small. There was a time you were small.
Yeah.
If you have not eaten, do you listen to your daddy preaching, telling you about maybe you wait till tomorrow? I have not collected salary. It's 2 weeks time. I'm going to collect salary. Wait till he says 2 weeks time. Do you listen to that?
Nope.
What at that moment you are crying, and your father must be able to take care of you at that moment. He must find the result. That's why he's called your father, and that's why you respect him as a father. So when the people that you are leading are crying and you are saying they should follow you, how is that possible?
There's this fear, Mr. Lawal, that if Tinubu comes back second term, that the nation will be buried. Do you think so?
Let me tell you something.
That's the palpitation out there, the permutation out there.
I will answer that question. Let me answer the question. I said 6 months, in fact less than a year, you can fix the problem of this country. Because,
are you sure?
Yes, I will tell you.
Are very complex.
It is the people who are leading that are complex. It's not the problem because it's created by man. Okay, look at this refinery we are talking about. Is it managed by angels or is managed by somebody in America? It's managed by blacks, and the money is voted into that place and it's not working. Now for many years, and nobody is talking. People who made leader, they are not talking. And you are telling me that problem cannot be fixed. Don't we know the source of the problem? We all know the problem now. The problem is simply that some people are feeding on. That is where they are feeding on. They don't want it to work. Take them out. Look at agriculture. We are talking about insecurity. You are voting money for insecurity, and you are not making. Okay, look at the case of Bello Toji. A reasonable leader wants to negotiate. Do you know when you negotiate? You only negotiate with your enemy when you are failing. You only negotiate with your enemy when you know you have been conquered. Wow. You only negotiate with your enemy when you know you don't have any other choice. That is the only time that you negotiate with your enemy. Otherwise, your enemy is the one that will be begging you, surrendering. So if your enemy is not surrendering and you are going to your enemy to negotiate, that means you are surrendering to the enemy, and the enemy will continue. That means you are conquered. All right, so if Nigeria decide to negotiate with terrorists, that means the terrorists have conquered Nigeria. That's simply the word.
08036929933. Mr. Lawal is on fire this evening. My analyst, the first person I spoke with via the telephone, Mr. Elvis Elimehele. And I have right here in the studio Mr. Lawal Ekundaya. I was expecting Mr. Segun Shokpinto. Unfortunately, he is trapped in traffic. Mr. Segun, I am so sorry. Like Mabinu, you're supposed to your house the rest now because of the program. You're stuck in traffic. I am so sorry for that. Okay. Hopefully, I don't know when he will be able to make it here or if he has decided to go back. So the number to call is 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Kenneth.
Your name is Thomas.
My name is Kenneth from Agege.
All right, Kenneth, please go ahead.
I love the way that man, Mr. Kudaro, has spoken.
Okay.
It's only when your enemy has conquered you that you go into negotiation. Nigeria has paid already. And secondly, if it is possible for Tinubu to destroy Nigeria only one day, I still believe that it is possible to fix Nigeria within 1 year. So if they are giving a laming excuse that what for good 20 years or 25 years cannot be fixed under 8 years, which means they are failure. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Love this, very direct. 08036929933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello, good evening. Welcome. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Welcome. All right, Mr. Obina, welcome. Please go ahead.
All these 4 years or not 4 years, shouldn't be Nigeria's common man problem. Masses that are dying are hungry here and there in our own country. So Buhari ruled Nigeria for 8 years. What will poor masses in Katsina benefit? Go and check today. Today, Katsina is among the worst states in Nigeria that terrorists is disturbing. So it gives things that are matters in our own country that Nigeria is supposed to focus on, which is INEC, how your vote must be counted in 2027, and the courts that are compromised in Nigeria, that are not doing what they're supposed to do. Then we interpret the law for the favor of a ruling party in our own country, and then people are not talking about it. It's something that does not matter that people are talking about. That's my own opinion. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 08036929933. That is a number to call. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. That is the WhatsApp number. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Welcome.
Hello. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. Shola?
Yes, well, you know my name.
Yes,
you can still tell me that you can tell by my voice.
Yes,
I greet your guest.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Tony from Ecuador.
All right.
Still, the Bible said something. It said, when the righteous are in authority, it said the people rejoice. When the wicked bear it through, the people mourn. Let's call a spade a spade. Evil people are dominant. They are taking over the political space of Nigeria. They are now more dominant and they are now more pronounced, more bold. That is just it. Okay, now, for Obi to say he will spend 4 years,
yes,
just like your analyst has said, within 6 months, you will start seeing changes, because a government that has the political will to put things right will start going after corrupt people. Will start holding people to account. You understand? People will sit tight. But this set of people, and what makes it worse again is that even amongst the Nigerians themselves, among the people, you will see they are suffering as well. Some are their followers, they are supporters of these people. So I don't know how we can just come out of this. I don't know. It's going to be difficult, though. I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult. I don't know what we can do in this country.
Wow.
I don't have much to say.
Thank you, Shola. Thank you for calling. All right. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Okay. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Hello. Mr. Obi Emmanuel. Hello. All right. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please? Or your name is?
I'm Edward calling from Sango.
Edward from Sango. Please, Edward, go ahead.
Yeah. This 4-year term will be announcing out. You see, it's very, very possible. Okay. Because I heard when Arab MB, whether Rashid Arab MB is talking about criticizing Obi. He's even condemning Obi. I'm hoping that if it is suitable, he will still allow him to continue punishing us. You see, if we really Obi, people know the potentials of Obi. They know that Obi can do it because Obi is so economical, and God has sent him to create a very impact in Nigerian economy. Once Obi said in his 100 days of office, see what he can do. And he have started with insecurity. That is a bigger problem in Nigeria. Let Nigeria know that this will can help them to reset this economy. So all these things they are parading. Even I would like you to tell Mr. Barrister Darlington to desist with this thing he's talking about, because before we come into politics,
is not here.
No, I know. Get him to tell him that before we come into politics, they have known the situation of Nigeria, and they have played a part in a governorship before, which Barrister have not done. Okay. And we know about this Atiku. Atiku is so ambitious. So if they give Obi that chance, that 4 years is highly achievable. Because according to guest, dear, when we talk about short term
Right. Yes, Oga, your time has been exhausted. Sorry, please. 0803692. Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Welcome. What's your name? Hello.
Okay. My name is Benga.
Benga, calling from where, please? Hello.
From Fadeyi.
From Fadeyi. All right, Mr. Benga, go ahead.
Yeah. Number one. Yeah. So analysis had always been ideal situation, but it's not really facing the real situation. Your last was telling us the real situation. See, in Anambra.
Okay, your network is bad. Can you call back?
You
We are not making your words are getting missing in between. Is the network? I think he's calling on WhatsApp. Actually. Please, can you call us back? Okay, please just call back. Call back on the normal line. The WhatsApp is not clear. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
I'm fine.
Welcome. What's your name?
This is Mrs. Dike.
Mrs. Ike. Welcome, Mrs. Ike. Please go ahead. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Ajawe State.
All right, Mrs. Ike, go ahead.
Thank you. All the people that are saying that Obi cannot rule 4 years and leave the office for them. If you go to Abia State, Alex Oti is only 2 years in Abia State. But you can see what Alex Oti is doing in Abia State. Obi wants to reform this country in a way that people will start enjoying again, because all those people that rule before, they have already spoiled this country, that insecurity is no more. Good life, no way. Health, no way. Esther, can you believe that my mommy is in the hospital now, and what is they are billing us is millions of millions? That is nobody knows where he's going. If not that God is on our side, she could have died last week. That is what we are talking. People are dying of hunger, dying in sickness, no good health. People are dying in a way, there is no insecurity everywhere, and they still want to be there, so that people will die and they will be ruling animals. I pity for Nigeria, but by the grace of God, we know that one day all these things will pass away, and it will be a story to this nation. Thank you. You are doing very fine.
Thank you so
much.
And
the analyst is there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, welcome. 08036929933. 08036929933. Mr. Shegun Shokwiton is here. Mr. Shegun, let's just say you just came to show us your face, eh?
Say hello.
You just came to say hello.
I just came to see Mr. Kudayo's face.
No,
and to thank him for the basbos. I was listening as I was talking traffic.
He was basbosing at me.
Just basbos. He said they should face the bush. I love that.
He was savage this evening.
Savagery on the flip.
Seriously, what is the issue with the whole one-term thing? I have been saying the back and forth. Even it's everywhere. Everybody is saying no. Why would he say so? Why would he sell himself short and all that? Where is it in the Constitution that you must do 8 years?
Look, Mr. Peter Obi, I want to come out today and say I'm a fan.
Whoa!
Yeah,
really?
I'm making a categorical statement, because I always try to kind of stay away and not declare
and
for
not express
anybody.
yourself in that
But
regard.
today, I want to make it clear, right, that what we're witnessing is the ordinary fighting and attacking the extraordinary, because his extraordinariness is making the ordinary
very, very clear.
I want poetic reading.
No. That's what's happening. You know, this guy plays politics so differently that the political class hates him with a passion. They know that he is judging them. His very existence judges them. The things that he says and the things that he does judges them. Well, they must fight back. They must attack. You know, so it's not surprising. I have a lot of friends who you know, he triggers them. Once you say anything, Peter will be like, they are triggered.
They react.
You know, look, this guy, I'm telling you, Nigerians should give him a chance. He's not perfect, though. There are too many things about him that I don't like. Okay. And I'm saying that publicly, you know. And for some of my constituents that are hearing this, they may be shocked. I'm saying that publicly. There are too many things about him I don't like. But you see, from the kind of things that he says and the things that I've seen him do in Anambra State, they are not normal politics. Let Nigerians give this guy these 4 years he's asking for. Just give it to him. We survived 8 years of Buhari, didn't we? We survived 6 years of Jonathan. What is it? 6 years Jonathan, 4 years Buhari, 4 years Tinubu. You can't give this guy 4 years. No, if you count from 8 years, thank you. 8 plus 6, that's 14. Plus another 4, that's 16 years. So if we could have given this guy 16 years and we're still here, then why can't we let this guy have this one term that he's talking about? The revolutionary leadership that I think that I've been saying that Nigeria needs to break us free of this catch-22 cycle of leadership and followership. When somebody says, what is the problem of Nigeria? Is it followers or is it leaders? And somebody will say, the leaders, don't they come from the followers? Therefore, how can we, the followers, blame the leaders? Are they not us? You know, somebody must come to break that cycle. And I suspect that this guy may very well be the person because of the kind of things that he's saying. They are unusual. Let's give him a chance. 4 years he doesn't do well, kick him out. You know, we did 16 years, we didn't die. So give him 4 years and let's say it goes. Honestly, it's not up to me. It's not up to you. And I don't even think it's up to, you know, your listeners. But I think that we need to understand that is what is going on. And let's be hopeful and see what happens.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Oga, turn down the volume of your radio now. Why? And your private numbering. Your number, I can't see it. You're on private number. Hello, Prof. Welcome.
Hi, Esther.
How are
you doing now?
I did.
Yeah, this is Remy.
Yes. How you doing, Remy?
I'm fine. Greetings to Mr. Lawal and Mr. Shopiton.
Yeah.
Good evening, my brother.
I heard you saying people feel it's not conceivable for someone to govern for 4 years.
Yeah, they think it's abnormal to propose
and
that.
Same way they thought it was abnormal for a governor not to take a penny after serving 8 years until will be governed. It was not possible. It seemed impossible until he governed for 8 years and he took 0 dime from Anambra. It was not possible until he did it. It wasn't possible for someone to govern for 8 years and not misuse power until he did it. So many other records. It wasn't possible for someone to govern for 8 years and not have base on ground for the coming governor until he governed. So, obviously, I said the president. So, anybody telling you it's impossible, yes, it was impossible until he did it. And he can do this as well. So, it's up to Nigerians to show that hunger. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling, actually. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, sir. How are you doing now?
I did, Jerry. Joe, how you doing?
Fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Welcome.
This propaganda, what they carry around APC, they give a NEFON loan, NEFON. Do they give it free to these students? Is it not a loan?
It's a loan. But then there's no interest when they pay
and
back.
then, Mr. Kundayo, have you been to the north before?
I schooled
Have
there.
you been to the north before? I see rickety secondary school, rickety primary school in the north. Oh my God! Look, these governors. What are we going to do? These governors? We're supposed to put them to prison. They're supposed to remain inside prison. After this regime, they're supposed to stay inside prison. I beg, good night, Jerry.
Good night, Joe.
Yeah, there are rickety primary schools in Lagos.
I said I'm a product of a unity
in Lagos.
school. I'm telling you what that's. You see,
The
I don't know.
care.
I would just say it was the people I was in school with. I actually enjoyed my stay there. To be honest with you, that's why I'm wondering why we're experiencing tribalism. It was a beautiful experience.
Politician. It's just that this certain politician just design Nigeria this way, and then it's working for them. That's all.
But the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Tarok, the Angas, all of us. Is it Fora? Only that one. The kind of food I like, acha, gote. Oh my God, masa. I've been looking for masa, correct masa for this Lagos. Oh, donkwa. Oh no.
Me too. I work in the north for all corners of the north.
I miss it. Hello, good evening.
Friendly.
Yes,
how are you?
I love in that place.
What's your name, sir?
I am Evangelist Israel from Edimu.
Evangelist Israel from Edimu.
Yes, I greet your guest.
Okay.
In fact, they make me happy, especially Kundayo and the last one that entered here.
Mr. Shegun.
Good evening.
Yeah, it shows that Nigerians are wising up. Those two guys have removed tribalism in their talks. Oh God. And may God lead them beyond their measures.
Amen.
God is looking for people that will help Nigeria. And Obi has underlined it. Only him has the conscience to help Nigeria. Anybody standing before him should go down. Anybody standing before Obi should go down. Let Nigeria rise, and God will surprise the whole world with Nigeria. Because when God sends somebody, He will work out for him. Imagine to those guys in your station crying about Obi antecedents to rule Nigeria. Nobody can say it in Nigeria. I will rule 4 years, and somebody will believe it. Nobody. So when we hold ourselves, we are the one holding ourselves. God done His best. If the man did not die before now, let us give him the chance 4 years, and we will set Nigeria on a good path that nobody can defeat.
All right, thank you very much.
If it is this election,
a
free and fair election, the president can
I'm
do.
telling you,
you have done a big favor to Nigerians.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Good evening. Welcome. How are you? Hello. 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 Good evening. Speak up now. I can't hear you. Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Chigozie.
Chigozie. All right. Chigozie, where are you calling from? Go ahead, sir. Hello? Mr. Chigozie, go ahead. You called to speak or contribute. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Is it gini? You know? Oh, but so English, speak English, please.
My brother,
Chigozie, talk now.
Yeah, I said, don't be afraid to speak now. Nobody will come and pick you.
Talk now, make we hear you. Or speak pidgin. Speak pidgin. You speak Igbo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, but it will be maybe let me know.
Okay. Chigozie, go. Thank you very much. Kachifo.
At least he tried.
Chigo. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Lady Esther.
Welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
My take would be on
what's your name, sir?
GM.
Please? What's your name?
Pardon me. My name is Daniel from Ijedogo.
All right, Mr. Daniel, go ahead, please.
Greetings to the analyst in the studio, and welcome, Mr. Shepito, the man with the band. My take would be on GMO food, as no one has actually said anything about it. The issue concerning GMO in Nigeria is something a lot of people are not really aware. And for me, my take on it is of my field of study as a zoologist. And in applied entomology, that is the study of insects, when an insect is unable to feed on a plant or on a food, it actually means that it is not even edible for humans. So, as Nigerians, or let me say it in a pidgin format, if our beans with a chop, if beans people no feature plan, no happy say your beans they okay. It means the insect is able to detect something in that beans and staying away from it. And now compare it to human being taking a large portion of that particular product, it will have effect on us. So, call me a conspiracy theorist. I believe the Western world, this GMO has actually affected them a lot, and they've even gotten and last I checked, Russia has actually banned GMO in their food. They have banned it. Putin specifically made that ban. So I feel it's going to be a bad thing for us, because a lot of people will be affected and they won't know they are affected. And those that ought to be in the dark for us are not doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very beautiful. He came from a different angle, because that was the first conversation we had earlier today when the show started off. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Queen Esther.
How are you, Ma? Welcome.
I'm fine, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I agree with your analyst, Mr. Fundayo, and I agree with everyone there. My name is Sombra. I'm calling from Maryland.
Good evening.
All right, Ma, please go ahead.
Okay, fine. I want to speak concerning about GMO.
Okay.
Yeah, because recently then, also me, I have some of my family members that do all this farm along this area. So there was this thing that they give them on a norm, as in they give them to plant some crops. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
So the time that they harvest the corn, some are black, the color are different. The colors are not. When you see it, you see the different black.
Is it ginger?
Corn.
No, corn.
Oh, okay.
So my own advice is everybody should just be careful. And my own is that a lot of Nigerians need to be aware of all these things, because I think people that are supposed to be in position to inform them, because most of people they are not aware of all these kind of things. So and it's not good for our health. So I'm begging everybody is now to do advice to make everybody to educate them. Because it's danger to the health. That's my own take.
Thank you very much. You know the funny thing, the federal government advocated for this. The National Assembly at some point said they set up an investigation and they said it is not bad. So if the government is telling you it is good, and who do you think is going to preach the message?
It is the duty of agencies. We already have. It's not the National Assembly that's supposed to make the pronouncement. It is the agencies based on their research and findings, and they'll be scrutinized by experts from different institutions. That's where they do it in abroad now.
Especially Nigeria's National Biosafety Management Agency.
Do you know we have so many agriculture institutes and agencies working all over the country from so many of the GMOs are one of those things they work on. So they have it. Some of them bring some out, some of them keep it. Anyone you are bringing has to be properly scrutinized by experts before it can be.
Why is that difficult?
This is one of the things we are talking about.
The governance problem now.
This is corruption. When you put somebody that cannot do that thing, you put him in that area. What do you expect? He'll be dancing to your tune. I will never say, "Sir, let's do it this way." Anything you say, that is it.
Everything has good and everything.
What about SON?
Right?
Standard Organization of
Yes, it's a part of the area of SON. It's part of the area of NAFDAC too. All of them are supposed to work together.
Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Dr. Chris. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Dr. Chris from Dallas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Esther, you have a good program. By the way, I like it when you put on that green shirt. So next time around, let's have you on the green shirt.
Okay, thank you.
So listen, I want to comment about Peter Obi. And the reason why what he said was actually a good thing. What Nigeria needs is to reset the cycle. And these people are afraid that if he comes there, first of all, he does 4 years, and he will organize a free and fair elections for Nigerians to choose actually who leads them. That is the problem we have, and they're all scared. They are all afraid of it. Have you seen among the Nigerian politicians somebody who says he's going to save money, $150 million? You know what? You know when they start laughing at him, they say, "What a fool! He handed over $150 million to his predecessor." Have you seen a governor who had ruled for a state for 8 years? He didn't take anything. He never did. He doesn't have a house from the state government. So they think he is a fool. They think that it is impossible to do it. So they are all scared of him. If Nigeria wants a country where all the clock is reset, right? 4 years is a long time to do a business. He doesn't have time to, you make a decision, you say, okay, you're waiting for it to get bribe from it, to screw the process. That's why they are all afraid of it. Obi will set that country. Actually, we're not expecting him to build like mansions. The only thing we want him to do is to reset the clock. So that the good people who can rule the nation can come in. And as a matter of fact, if everybody doesn't like Obi, look at what Obi has done. Has there been any presidential candidate that has gone all through the nooks and corner of this country? He already know it. None of them ever. I mean, from the time of independence, no candidate has ever done what he has done. No candidate. So he knows the issues. He knows how to tackle it. He knows where to invest his money. He already told you what he's going to do.
All right.
So if Nigerians actually want to recycle, everybody is not, every Nigerian doesn't like what is going on in the country.
Okay.
They don't.
Thank you.
And we are all waiting for a time where somebody will come in and say, enough is enough.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for calling. Okay. I would like to take some messages now. A few messages, actually. Greetings to you, Esther, and your guest. Esther, what you're discussing this evening is very important. This GMO product is something that Nigerians should be aware of. Now, we're in a country where our rulers don't care about their citizens. The agencies saddled to take responsibility of all these products have gone moribund. Esther, we're in a serious problem in this country. May God help us. Thanks, Daniel from Agege. All right. Well done, Daniel. Okay. Messages. Good evening, VAP. Lakon from Lagos. Abaja said in his time that if insecurity lasts 24 hours, the government knows about it. You can see killings in Benue, more than 200 and displacement of the citizens. And Plateau, 20 killed yesterday, 40 armies killed in Borno Army base, more than 100 farmers killed since this government came into power, more than 2,000 people killed under this government's regime, highest IDPs in the world and other part of the country, no political will to fight it all because of elections. If you protest, the government will send police and army. Sometimes Agbarists will stop you and even intimidate you. Where the Fulani headsmen will attack for hours, your security operative will look the other way around. You can see no political will because of 2027 election gain. Your president said he will continue in the evil legacy of Buhari, but he has done 10 times worse. He has turned the nation to a gangster paradise. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Okay, Esther, APC have destroyed a lot of things in Nigeria, and they also coming through this with disguise as they're trying to help with their foreign policy. All right, thank you very much. You guys, just let me read these messages, okay? Good evening, Esther. Why is it that people are not believing Mr. Peter Obi when he said he'll serve only 4 years if elected? The way it's possible for Obi to leave billions of dollars in Naira in Anambra State, the way it's possible for Obi not to take any money as pension from Anambra State, the way it's possible for Obi not to go to the Senate when he leaves office, the way it's possible for Obi not to name any project after him. I'm Sir Ezilo Mbaku. Ezilo, your message long. Greetings, VOP crew. My name is Emma from Sri Lanka. Super kudos to you guys for always edifying us mentally. God bless you, real good. I want to talk about the GMO foods. You mentioned that one of the benefits listed about the GMO food is that it prevents pests. That's what they said. That's basically what they claim is the benefit of it. Well, I want to say this. The person that created pests for us was he stupid. I want to remind us that in as much as pests reduces farmers' yields and all, it is part of a natural process in the food chain that plays its own beneficial role. It is when man goes beyond himself that he sees what is beyond him. GMO foods are dangerous, period. Okay. okay. Those people supporting those APC people later look for crime, that they will not see crime, because a lot of things must have been destroyed. I'm not saying this because I am partisan, but because I'm being patriotic. Today, Nigerians are going for tribalism. Our justice system is not working again. Police, army, and other security agencies are no longer working for the safety of Nigeria, but for themselves. I have said my own, Chama from Agbara. Esther, I see a country to nationalize. If I think twice, let me suspend in the air. Because with the way this country is going, not just the terrible people in government, but we also have terrible followers. Ororo.
We're not suspend though.
Oh my. Ororo from Ayabo, calm down, beg. Esther, Tinubu told you guys long ago that he does not believe in one Nigeria. Why are you surprised about growing divisiveness under his regime? Please, when did he say so? Be cool. Let parts don't change now. On Obi proposed one term. Imagine Nigerians angry that someone says he will do what Constitution provides. Is it not 4 years per term that Constitution says? The truth is that with the on your mandate we stand that has replaced a national anthem. I won't doubt that the third term is Bola Tinubu's target. Chedu from Ogun State. Esther, I don't understand. That is why I'm asking. Why? Okay, are people his spokesman? Esther, if Mr. Tinubu had told us during election, would you believe him? I don't understand. I don't understand. Good evening, Esther. I want to advise Obi not to worry. If they do not believe him, let him step out. He has nothing to lose, for God has already blessed him. It is Nigerians that will suffer it. If light comes and people reject the light and prefer darkness, let it be. Chris from Ojo. Good evening, Esther, Wachuku, Mr. Elvis, Mr. Ekundaya. This is Solomon Asika from Mushi. Esther, is it today you know judgment has always been polarized in this country? They can easily apprehend the guy that made the AI video of the president being on a sickbed, but the Islamic cleric Idris Tenchi, who made announcement for the president's wife to be killed, is still out there. Not even a call from the DSS. Okay. Why they are attacking Obi is that they don't want him to emerge as ADC's candidate. That would be dangerous for the ruling class. Peter Obi will win them. Well, get your PVCs, get your voters card. It's beyond protect your votes on that day, because as it is right now, it has to be beyond just talking. Good evening, Esther. Obi is a threat to all these APC people sucking Nigeria as breast milk and other non-APC member having political ambition. It is only the suffering common Nigerians that wants Obi, not the people at the top. Gift from Ajao. Esther, good evening. Nigerians need to be re-educated, reoriented both psychologically and mentally. When evil will be called evil and good called good. Until then, we're just wasting time, energy, and resources. This is from Ugo. Good evening, Esther. I hope my messages have not been blocked. His Excellency Peter Obi's promised 4 years of his 4 years of his sincerity. The other politicians realize that it's a strong selling point to the north. Also, it would mystify the 8 years lobbying of most politicians. Mr. Rotimi Amechi co-runs for 4 years, yet they are not calling for his head. Please, judiciary should have done a good job in 2023. Simisola from Misolo Lagos. That's true. Mr. Shegun, why are they not calling for Amechi? Amechi also proposed 4 years. So why is it not obscene that he proposed 4 years? Why?
Amechi is not a threat.
No,
it's as simple as that. I mean, politicians know themselves now. Amechi is not a threat. Does Amechi have the kind of organic 6 million contrived votes that will be produced? Contrived. Because it was far more than that.
Yeah.
Did Amechi do
not
that?
even as popular as this.
So what are we talking about? They know that Amechi is not a threat. They're not going to disturb him. If Amechi says he will do only 2 years and go, they will not agree, they will not talk about him.
Because it's like he's not even in the scene anymore. They're talking as if that's the only person from the south that put his hands in
Amechi is one of them. They won't fight their own now. This guy is an outsider. You know, people may disagree with me. You know, the people that support the government may disagree. Yeah. They'll say, how is he an outsider? Was he not in PDP? Obi is an outsider of the political establishment. So they fight him. Oh, wow. It's as simple as that. So Amechi is one of them. They're not going to fight him.
All right. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
At last, I've called over 1,000. Is it 1,000 or how many times?
Chineke, sorry.
Esther, are you? What did I do to you?
No, it's not deliberate. I was reading out messages.
Good evening to your guest. My name is Mayor.
Mayor from Satellite Town, right?
From Festac.
From Festac. Okay, please go ahead, Mayor.
You see, like your analyst have just said, Obi is the threat. Obi is a nightmare to all these devilish politicians that are parading, that are making this country. I'm from Abia. I believe that if Oti could turn Abia within less than 2 years, Obi can turn Nigeria in less than 1 year. It took Tinubu, because some people went to work in the morning on 29th May 2023. Hoping that they spent 100 naira transport. Coming back, they spent 300. Just one statement from Tinubu, that is where we are now. Subsidy is gone. So people should key in into this man. This man is, I feel it's God. Let this man turn this country around. If Tinubu gets back to that space again, I will for Nigeria. Nigerians will not have it at the Thank you. Good night.
Right, good night. Thank you. Good evening, and the guest. Obi is a patriot and a brilliant man. He is a man of his words. He will do 4 years. He has done it in Anambra. Jacondi changed Lagos for 4 years. Ambode and Fashola did well in 4 years too. Even though no Duke. If Nigerians want to be liberated, let them choose Obi. Atiku should support him by collapsing his structure for Obi. Let Nigerians make sure that the Senate pass electoral bill passes into law. Also make it mandatory. All elections should be in 1 day. If they do free and fair elections without vote buying, Agbara intimidation, cash and carry INEC and judiciary conspiracy, APC won't win one state. They know. That's why they're creating this ethnic, religious and tribal bigotry. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country a day from Lagos. Good evening, guys. A very wonderful day to all of you. My name remains Maxwell Nzom from Ojota. Having carefully looked at Peter Obi's quest for presidency and the hurdles that lies ahead of him, including the safer windows and opportunities available for him as postulated by some people, especially those outside the Obedient Movement bloc, I have analyzed the chances before him. I am of the opinion that Obi should be very calculative and strategic in making his moves in the near future. He must weigh his pros and cons very critically. He must also make sure that he carries the leadership of the Obedient Movement along. He must also use diplomacy and strategic thinking to convince them, because they have already said that wherever he goes, they will follow. That's my candid opinion. Thank you and God bless. Esther, good evening. If Nigeria can be spoiled in 2 years by this present administration, Nigeria can be mended in 4 years. Let's believe Obi for 4 years. This is Ezi Lomboku. You people are campaigning. INEC has warned you guys to stop campaigning. The campaign window is not yet open. Any food that pests cannot eat, or that its seeds cannot grow, is not worth eating. Nigerians are too used to bad government that they don't believe 4 years can make a positive difference. Madu Francis from Ilupeju. Why only Peter Obi and Atiku every time? Why are people not talking about Showore? Tunji from Ago Okota. Why are people not talking about Showore?
Who is that?
Tunji is asking.
Oh, I see. I mean, Showore is an activist. He's not a potential president. He has a place. He has his place in society, and he's doing a brilliant job with his place. Let's leave him there.
Okay.
Don't disturb the guy.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
This is Wale from Dallas, Texas.
Welcome.
I think Tinubu beat Obi hands down, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
They say success without success is a failure. That is the only reason why Tinubu beat him hands down. Go look at Anambra today, and go look at Lagos. That's my point.
Okay. Wale, is that all?
Pretty much. Okay. Success without success is a failure.
Okay. All right. Thank you
very much.
Should I respond? Let me respond. Let's start analyzing between Anambra and Lagos. I'm not campaigning. I'm just analyzing. Now, with the whole money that Lagos is making, Lagos is in debt. Do you know that? One, that's it. The other state, there's no debt. Do you know what it is to be in debt? One. Second, do you know, somebody said Lagos is dirty. Do you know Lagos is actually dirty? And when you talk about development, people don't know that their development is concentrated at some certain areas. It doesn't go into the interior.
The dirtiness thing is normal with mega cities like this.
No, don't say it's normal. Dirtiness is not normal. Okay. Because when you have the resources to do it, and you are not doing it, how is it normal? I remember when Ambode came in, he brought in Visionscape. I monitor all those things very well.
They set up an office along that.
He said they'll be recycling this waste They'll be buying it from the people. Do you know that is the major reason why they got him out of office? Because those PSP, that PSP was something to settle their political people. So they don't want to release it. I had a lot of conversation, a lot of confrontations with them, even in meetings. They say no, they can't do it. I said, why are you not recycling? These are things we can recycle. We all know. I know many companies in Lagos that recycle. There's one that recycle papers and convert it to tissue. There's one that convert nylon to this color plastic to cloth. We have one that can convert so many. And then you refuse to go into. You know why? Because these are just avenues for them to get money. You are telling me that is development. What is development about that? And they keep increasing the money for something that is inefficient. And then you are now telling me that Lagos is normal when we already have the structure to keep it clean and it's not working. What is the purpose of waste management authority in Lagos State? So many like that. What about school? What about education? What about agriculture?
The thing that my brother Wale from Texas just said now is it's a fallacy. Success without a successor is failure. That's not necessarily true. The issue, success without successor is failure in general terms of leadership. But when you are talking about governance, it is not your job as a president or a governor to determine your successor. It's for the people
to determine.
Yes. So you don't say success without successor is failure because one person. What Tinubu is doing in Lagos is an anomaly. Why are we exalting the abnormal as though it is the standard? We should have allowed Lagos people to determine which party and which governor they want to rule over them in this last 25 years. Not for one man to do 8 years and then to determine successor upon successor upon. It's an abnormal. What Peter Obi did in Anambra State is the normal thing. But Tinubu supporters and government supporters are trying to make it seem as if that's a sign of weakness. The man did his bit as a governor, tried his best to put institutions in place and left. Not to overbear and become a good foundation for the set foundation. Now the person that was coming decided to go in another direction. What do you want him to do? Let's stop celebrating abnormality and raising it up as standard. We are not where our eyes are open.
Keynote: stop celebrating abnormality and raising it as standard.
System of Nigeria now.
Nigerians, please unclog, suspend from the chains that have clogged your mentality. Unbreak yourself from the psychological chainsaw. It's very, very important. And the emotional handcuff from your politicians is important for you to rise up and unlock it. You need to realize and ask for good governance. I do hope that the present administration listens to us and does the needful. Your receipt will speak for you. If you do well, trust me, 2027 Nigerians will vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu with a neutral, objective electoral process. Just do the needful. That's all. Nothing is there. Let the people feel the impact of governance at all levels, not just the elite, not just your cronies. That's all. My name is Esther Wachiko. Thank you for joining us. ESTIQMEDIA on YouTube. Kindly subscribe. VOP 903 FM across all platforms. Lawal Ekundire on Facebook. Somebody was asking for your Facebook handle. So Lawal Ekundire on Facebook. Mr. Segun Shopito, please give us your social media profile.
Inside Nigeria with Segun Shopito. On YouTube.
Okay, I thought it's Face Nigeria. On Face Nigeria.
Segun Shopito everywhere else.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being part of the conversation this evening. Bye for now.